Valheim, all the news and none of the fluff. Let's go. Irongate put out a new development blog today. Smoking hot. They talk about how Valheim has released now on Xbox. Yay! If you haven't seen the trailer, then you should definitely go check it out. It is super cool. And it does offer full crossplay support. I've seen a lot of people enjoying playing with their console friends. There have been some bugs and issues that have come up, and they are working on those. They're doing some hot fixes. We have some stuff in public test at the moment. Some things relating to crashes that they're working on that affects a small amount of people. They've had some worlds being reset when playing on Xbox, and an issue that can cause worlds to be different on Xbox versus PC, which is causing buildings to break, and those are their highest priorities they're working on. When this is fixed, there's going to be some terrain changes in small areas of the world. So worst case, if you've built in one of these areas, some buildings may break. Unfortunately, there is no better solution for this. Fortunately, it affects only a small number of players, but it's necessary to get it fixed for the future of the game and updates. And if you are having problems, you can report them on their bug tracker. They do watch these. The website is valheimbugs.featureupvote.com. To celebrate the Xbox launch, they have 20% off at their merch store, and that'll happen for another week. So if you want to get some Valheim merch, hop over there. And by the way, thank you, Irongate, for the cool stuff that you sent me. I love it. But of course, over the last month, they've been working a lot on Ashlands. Grimcore has shown us some of the building concepts that they're looking at with these amazing arches and roof stone tiles, as well as some enemy designs. Today, they showed us a more updated version of the Ashlands terrain. This looks amazing. Remember the last pic we saw looked like this, and people were a little bit concerned that we're going to have so many steep peaks like they had in the Mistlands, but I really didn't think they were going to make it that hard to traverse again. And in the new picture, you can tell they're definitely not. We have some steep peaks, but they're very short. We have these really cool lava pools. I think that this lava is going to be in isolated areas like the tar pits are, but there's definitely spaces that you can walk in between, but I have a feeling you really don't want to fall into that lava. We can see a couple of the charred trees as well that Grimcore had given us a little sneak peek of back before. These tall, flat plateaus are interesting. Plateaus, what's the word for those? And I'm not sure what this thing down here is. It looks like some kind of a root sticking out, I would guess. But if I zoom into this lava pool, look at this guy. This is one of the mobs down in the lava. If this is one of the charred, don't be fooled by it looking small in that lava pit, because Grimcore has shown us compared to a player size how big these guys are going to be. Scary. They're also fleshing out some of the gameplay loop in the Ashlands, and instead of always going dungeon delving, this time we're looking at fortress time. We have gotten a little bit of hint at what some of these fortresses may look like. I'm wondering if some of them may be kind of maze-like as well. Seems like Eric, the dungeon master, who now will be the fortress master, I guess, likes to do that kind of thing. Everyone's excited about the upcoming Hilder's quest update, which is going to hit before Ashlands. So here are some more details about Hilder herself. She has a few things in common with her brother Hildr. Like you'll be able to find her where she stopped with her wagon and locks. But why does her camp look so empty? This camp definitely does look empty. Compare it to the peek that we've gotten of her spot before, where there are things sitting on the table. A little card of a different style, a trunk, something to paint with or write with, a wagon or cartwheel. I don't know what this thing is over here in the corner. Maybe her? So why it's empty here, I would guess that maybe there's some kind of progression and things that you can do as you go along that cause more things to show up in her tent. Just like there's gates on when things appear in Hildr's shop now, maybe things will show up in her tent as we go along. And Hildr's camp is not the only new location that will be featured in the update. Interesting statement here. Particularly helpful Vikings or very lucky explorers will be able to find a few other new and mysterious places scattered across the world. Okay, number one, this is clearly in the Black Forest. And they've said they're going to continue adding things along the way to current biomes, so this is going to be one of them. Entrance looks like a cross between a troll cave and a burial chamber, but it has the torches like the crypts in the swamp. We'll let you find out what secrets they hold by yourself, but we advise that you prepare yourself before venturing forth. Very mysterious. But mysterious to me too. Look in this, and it's particularly helpful Vikings or very lucky explorers. What does that mean? Particularly helpful Vikings. I mean, that kind of sounds to me like there could be some quests added. And if you're helping someone with something, you could be pointed to these. But I thought they weren't going to add quests until much later. So that's very curious to me. I'm very curious about what that means. I don't know. What do you think? They also mentioned some of the quality of life things coming up in Hildr's quest, where you can do stack all with the chests, even with not opening them, just pointing at them, doing left shift E on the PC, and it stacks everything together, which will make inventory management so much easier, as well as the toggle manual snapping that's going to be coming for build pieces, which is going to make building so much easier. Yeah, especially over water and getting those underneath snaps going. Lots to look forward to in the Hildr's Quest update. The build of the month is from Fia Workshop with a seaside town. This looks amazing. It's incredible the stuff that people build in Valheim. And a little PSA from Smithy that just came out. They are aware that they're having some issues on Xbox where the world corruption is the worst. When the world reaches about 50 to 60 megabytes in size, the Xbox cannot load it and it will be corrupted. This is only on Xbox. So playing with someone on PC or Steam Deck will not corrupt your world files. They're also looking at the issue where the Xbox controller scheme is not matching the controller layout scheme, and they are going to be fixing this in upcoming patches. Lastly, there's an issue around rivers in game when the Xbox and other platforms play together, and either players float in the air or down in the ground. That sounds entertaining, but also frustrating. This will make building around these areas fall down when other players see the area and different clients load the area. And terrain fixes with Xbox crossplay is something that's in public test right now. So they're working on it. They will fix it, of course. It's not a simple fix, and they feel super bad about this. And I know the devs work really hard and care a lot about giving a good player experience. So trust that they're on this. Adding Xbox is a huge thing. So of course there's going to be some kinks that need to be worked out. I did want to mention real quick too, on the latest patch notes for the public test branch, it makes these comments about text on signs being lit correctly and no longer glowing. And this has specifically to do with rich text on signs. And I spoke with a dev about this. I have a whole video coming out on it and everything that you can do with it this week. So make sure to keep an eye out for that. Remember to subscribe for all things Valheim. Happy gaming!